All right, man, let's get into it, man. I'm about to give my recap of the movie Sinners. I just got home from the crib, then watched it. So spoiler alert if you ain't saw the movie, just go ahead and exit the video. So, man, the Sinners movie, man, it was a very interesting movie. I watched it in the IMAX theater, the closest one that was in my area. It wasn't the biggest IMAX theater, but nevertheless, I did it to support Ryan because to see the movie and his artistic vision. Relatively small audience. It was probably about 40 people. Because I went in like the afternoon. I wasn't trying to be in there where it was like super crowded. But the movie, man, it took place in Clarksdale, Mississippi, like the setting, but it was shot in New Orleans. Um, but in the movie, man, it was about how these twins got this jukebox club, and that was basically, trying to, run it up. And I think their little cousin, played by Miles Kenton, if I ain't mistaken. He was trying to become like a yeah, the little cousin, the character name is Preacher Boy. And Preacher Boy, had, bigger goals and he wanted to leave Mississippi, go to Chicago and like become, probably like a successful blues singer because he had a guitar, but his father was telling him, um, the devil was, attached to the type of music he was trying to make. And the movie is, in the movie is basically a 2 day span, of what transpired. Um, and in the beginning, they're gonna show him, the day before everything went down because he's walking them into a church, basically because he just left the aftermath of what took place at the jukebox club. But I ain't really just finna get into all the details of the movie. That was just basically like a little synopsis of what took place. But so basically, like the greater evil was like these vampires, and it's like a plague. You know how it go. Like one person get bit, just like The Walking Dead. You gonna become the vampire. But I think the deeper meaning behind all of that was that it was basically like letting us know, and this is my point of view. This may not be factual. You may see it and get another interpretation. I ain't watched nobody else recap. This is just my thoughts, but from my thoughts, I feel like the movie was exposing how music has been corrupted by the devil, and the vampires are just another. Um, they're just symbolic of the devils that plague um the music industry in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because uh in the movie it's like it's a very cinematic scene because like the two twins, they buy that club, but they didn't even know that they bought it from the devil. And he had already had plans, to kill them, but regardless, you know what I'm saying, even though they sold it to him for a lick, that was gonna come back to kill him. And but they probably thought they were going to get caught up with the vampires or whatever, which one of them did, but both of them end up dying in the end anyway. But um the preacher boy, man, like he was like healing them with the music, and they always said music is a form of healing. But one of them vampires like wanted bro so bad, like they wanted his soul because they wanted him to be a part of, what I'm saying, what they was on, and I just think because Ryan said like in the interview he drew inspiration from Robert Johnson and all these other different blues singer, and that's always been synonymous with like great blues musicians. Like they got at the crossroad and met the devil and made a deal to like get this great talent that they had. And even at the end of the movie, the preacher boy ends up not even um following the righteous path, even though he escaped the vampires. He still became a blues singer doing gigs. You know what I'm saying? And the devil was still paying him because it's like, you got whatever your little contract is. So I really think the whole entire movie was just a metaphor for, you know what I'm saying, the underworlds of how the devil operates. And they just use the medium of a blues singer and vampires, just for some theatrical stuff. Just in my opinion, that's basically what it was. I enjoyed certain characters, man, in this movie. Especially Delroy Lindo, who played Delta Slim. Man, he had a lot of funny moments in the film. Michael B. Jordan is, man, his aura is just crazy, and that is an extremely talented actor. Between him and Damson from Snowfall, like these are our new Denzel Washingtons. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Majors, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be up there too if he can, not if he can start back getting them roles. Because I could have saw him in this movie and Chad Boswick. God bless the dead. But the cast was phenomenal, man. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan, he killed it. He played two roles, man. He played two twin brothers, and I just wonder, like, how did they even do those, like, fighting scenes and passing a cigarette? Like, that was a phenomenal performance, man. Omar Benson Miller, I'm familiar with him from the 8 Mile movie. You know what I'm saying? He's a good actor, man. He played Cornbread. He had some funny scenes. Very dope performance by him, man. Like this was, but my favorite was the lady that played Annie, Wumi Masaku. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She played like a root worker, and it was exposing how in the African American culture, how those there's always those type of women that practice those African traditions of hoodoo, to defend, protect, and connect to the higher, what I'm saying, sources of the world. You know what I'm saying? And she used it to defeat some of the vampires. Even though she ended up dying in the movie, it still showed like the power of channeling and connecting with the ancestors. So it's these different type of elements in the film. I mean, I definitely will have to watch it again because it's no way you could watch that movie one time and think you're gonna get everything. I'm just going off of literally just watching it, and I enjoyed it. I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time. I also kind of hate the trailers kind of dictated a lot of what you could predict when you finally watch it. So you kind of know where certain things is gonna go. But I mean, it's still, worth going to watch. And maybe you gotta go to the IMAX theater that's like in the top 5 that he listed, where everything involved. Cause just a regular IMAX theater, I don't think I got the experience that he was promoting. I mean, the sound and all that type of stuff. I think I still could have watched it in a regular movie, but I didn't mind supporting him because he's produced so many great bodies of work that I've enjoyed previously. But if I had to give it a rating out of a 10, with 10 being the best, I'd give it a strong 7, maybe a 7.5, man. Um, it's still a dope movie, man, with a lot of messages and um a lot of symbolism, that people can decode to learn about things that's been, hidden from us. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody a part of the cast, and definitely shout out to Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, for the Sinners movie, man. That's my recap. Those are my thoughts, man. If you made this far to the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the God Level Genius YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. I am James Forgato, and as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God level genius.